shadows, they're now in the light. The vanguard is here and they will be polite. The ruin is stirring, her cult's getting brash. Our heroes must stop them, let's halt and dash. Hunt all the Red Talons and give them the blade. Civilization they're trying to save. Evil and mayhem have a new foe. The vanguard will teach you the meaning of woe. Dragon Falls 5. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Dungeons and Debuckles podcast. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Kevin. Going around the table, Blake.
Hello, I'm Blake, and I'll be playing Cinnamon, the Tabaxi Warlock.
And Shane.
That's me playing Horatius, the human fighter/rogue.
And John.
Good evening, friends. I am Mjömjö, cleric of Bahamut, Dragonborn.
And Hannah.
I'm Hannah, and I'll be playing Leandre, the Tabaxi Ranger. Still feels real unnatural to say that.
Well, it's a new campaign.
All right.
It is.
And the sun is high. Zard saying that you're gonna die.
Dr. Horrible sing-along blog?
Yep.
Yes.
Great.
A blast from the past.
Great musical. All right. So last time on Dungeons and Debuckles podcast, all of you had met in the city of Kala following the execution of two high-profile Red Talons in the city square. You had answered a summons by the Vanguard to join their ranks. There you did an interview and were assigned a Vanguard sergeant who is going to be missions with you and basically testing your mettle and resolve and your loyalty to this cause. You were instructed to go to the town of Berth, which is in the country of Marilesh. Along the way through the mountain passes here, you met a traveling merchant who knew a little bit about Berth, said it was a sleepy little town, not much there. You have traveled on and found yourselves outside the town limits. If you look at the map here, you would be coming in over here on the east side, this road going through town. You had passed a couple of scattered farms along the way. As you enter town here, it doesn't appear to be that large of a town. By your estimation, there's probably maybe 200, 300 people that live here. Currently, as you enter the town, you don't see really anybody on the streets. It looks fairly deserted.
What do you think, friends? Zombie apocalypse?
I don't think a necromancer is coming around here.
Perhaps we could find more information on, say, the mayor or something like that?
Well, we are representatives of an official force, so I say we go right to the top.
I believe that would probably be a good place to start, though we should perhaps also check out the local inns, maybe see if there's any gossip we can pick up. Also, I apologize for the delay. I had a violent sneeze.
That's okay. I'm glad you didn't sneeze into your mic, otherwise we could have caught corona.
Speak for yourself. I have a dude in a hazmat suit as my profile picture on Discord. I'm
You're
safe.
protected.
And I have a pop filter.
So it doesn't come through the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're speaking for yourself on this one, Blake.
Damn, I'm screwed then.
Which is only appropriate because you betrayed and murdered the party twice.
I did not murder the party twice, okay? We're not going to go into that.
Different characters.
But I highly recommend everyone go and listen to some of the episodes prior to this. It's a great way to catch up on what's going on and to see some of our previous work. It's been very good, and I'm glad we're starting a new campaign.
Murdered the party twice.
All right, I'm trying to advertise here. Come on, give me some credit.
All right, so where we go? Mayor?
I think we should probably go make our accommodations at the end first, get a center of operations, I suppose.
That would be the preferred. That way we could drop off our stuff and the horses can be stabled, and then we can make our way to the mayor.
But anyway, let's bivouac.
Shall we reveal that we are part of the Vanguard, or should we try and keep that a secret?
I mean, it's
Perhaps at the
pretty
end we
obvious.
should, Leandre will take her cloak and toss it over her shoulder in the front so that it's like, I have a hard time describing it. Like wrapped around her better and covers the Vanguard symbol. Perhaps at the inn we should make our presence less known. We might get more information that way.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out why everybody's gone. I mean, it's like, what, midday right now?
Yeah, it's probably around like noon as you enter the town.
This town's kind of small, but I mean, it's not that small. It's not going to be dead quiet in the middle of the day. We don't have any bards, do we?
Nope.
Why?
Anybody with an entertainer background?
We don't always have to get a discount.
No, I mean, if you have an entertainer if you have the entertainer background, you can basically immediately find where the ends are in a town.
As a soldier, I think that means I can find all the taverns and whorehouses.
That sounds about right. But that is the God Kevin's choice.
Like a beacon at midday.
Wouldn't I know where the inn
Mjömjö.
is?
Well, I mean, it's not that large of a town, so, I mean, walking or, like, riding in any direction, you're probably going to find something.
Yeah, there's like 2 roads in the town, so if we just go straight, we should run into it eventually, right?
Yes, let us find our accommodations.
Okay.
I'm guessing here.
Yeah, so you move up the road, and you're seeing some pretty nice houses. Some of them are modest. They all look well-built. Everything here looks very, like, nice suburban little township. You walk up here, and you're going to see some stables. It doesn't take you very long to get into town before you see this larger 2-story building that has a sign out front that says the Lucky Wanderer, that you think is probably the inn. But as you approach the inn here, you are going to hear some muffled screaming coming from this building over here.
I am going to immediately start galloping to it and demount as I get towards the house.
Okay. So as you approach this house, you're going to see a sign out front, and in common it says Sheriff. And in front of this, on the porch, you're going to see a middle-aged dwarf wearing leather armor, sitting at a what appears to be like a makeshift desk out here on this covered porch. You're also going to see a younger half-elf with brown hair wearing leather armor, and he's in a rocking chair, and he appears to be whittling something, and they don't appear to notice you as you gallop up to the building here.
Okay, I'll just go rejoin the group. I mean, crazy stuff. I don't think it's any of my business at the moment. Should probably just tell the squad leader.
Hello, friends. What seems to be the cause of all this commotion?
Talking to the people on the porch, asking about the screaming. Yeah.
Where are you in relation to the porch?
I am mounted on my horse on the street as close as reasonable to the porch.
Okay. Don't appear to notice you.
That is strange. Gonna dismount, walk up onto the porch.
Okay. So you walk up on the porch, and then this dwarf now appears to notice you from the movement, and says, I'm sorry, had wool in my ears, yeah. And you see him reach up and pull like a wad of wool out of both of his ears. What can I help you with, stranger?
What seems to be all this commotion?
That in there? But, don't know how to describe it. Crazy people. Screaming, yelling, attacking people. We had to come out here on the porch because, well, being inside seems to rile them up more, and to be honest, I just couldn't stand the screaming anymore. Half-elf's gonna pipe up and says, and pulls the wool out of his ears and says, oh yeah, they been going nuts. That one guy in there, he's been beating his head against the bars and up against the wall and crawling and at the floor trying to dig his way out. He's a bloody mess, but I'm not going in there to try to restrain him. Let him hurt himself. Yeah, and poor Millie. I don't know what's gotten into her, but she's about the same way. I've known that girl since she was a teen. Never seen anything like it.
Allow me to confer with my commander. Perhaps we may be of some assistance.
Your commander? Yeah, with some military unit? I hadn't heard that Madelesh had any military maneuvers or mobilizations down here.
It's complicated. I will allow my commander to explain when she arrives.
I'm gonna ride up and say, so what seems to be the issue? And I'll readjust my cloak so that it's not around my shoulders. We are with the Vanguard, and we heard the screaming. What's happening?
Like I was telling you, Dragonborn underling here. Strangest thing, we had this stranger come into town last night. I guess he was here for the party. Was over at the Wandering Inn, and through our investigations found out that he had paid for some time with our friend Millie here. She's a, let's say, an entertainer over there at the Lucky Wanderer.
Ah, you mean a prostitute?
Well, that's not a very nice thing to say. She makes an honest living just like anybody else in the town.
Yes.
But I was,
with that.
as I was saying, apparently he had come in for the party over there at the Wandering Inn. It's the mayor's son's getting married today. It was his bachelor's party. Name of Trevor. Anyway, so apparently he comes downstairs from his time with Millie and just goes into a rage and starts attacking everyone. Strangest thing I'd ever seen. Me and Poe over here. Apologies. I'm the chef here. My name is Delma Stonetooth, and you are?
My name is, what was her title?
Sergeant.
Sergeant Fields. These are my cohorts, Mjömjö, Horatius, and Cinnamon. And she'll point to them as she names them.
Well met. Well, like I was saying, this stranger came downstairs and started just attacking people with no reason. Started clawing and scratching and punching and kicking, and hurt even bit a few people. But afterwards, come to find out, no one knew who this man was. So all we could do was try to restrain him as best we could. Brought him over here to the jail and locked him up. Then it was, I don't know, what do you say, Poe? Maybe 6-7 hours? It was early in the morning. Got a call over there from the Lucky Wanderer, the innkeeper, Karis. Came over, said Millie had gone crazy and had started attacking the other girls. So we had to go over and restrain her as best we could and brought her over here and put her in a cell. Since then, both of them have just been going crazy. It's not really anything that any of us could think to do, except maybe perhaps this was some bad wine or something, and they're still drunk from the party, and we're just trying to let them calm down and sleep it off, but they've been going at this all night.
Very strange. Do you mind if we take a look?
Be my guest, anything for the Vanguard. And he goes over and opens the door to the office, and the muffled screams become a screech. as both of these are people inside in the cells that now you can see inside the office are just screaming their heads off. And at this point, they've gotten hoarse from screaming. You can see two cells towards the back of this office here. There is a man who is dressed in a leather jerkin, some trousers. He's got long, black, greasy hair. You can see whelps and cuts and scrapes and bruises all over his face and his hands as he's beating his head against the bars here and screaming at you. He sees the door open and he just stares at you and just lets out this blood-curdling scream. And you can see, like, his face is just, from underneath the whelps and bruises and cuts is just blood red. And you can see, like, every vein in his face and neck straining against the skin here. You look over into the other cell, and you are going to see this woman. She's human. She appears to be in her late 20s. She's got, like, this long, red, curly hair that's just like a tangled mess. She's dressed in, like, a nightgown that's just ripped to shreds. And much the same. She's got cuts and scrapes all over her, and she's just screaming at the top of her lungs, and every vein in her face and neck is straining against her skin to pop out.
Cleric, what can you tell me? Do you have
Give me just a moment.
And I'm going to go ahead and use a first level spell slot to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So you cast detect magic, and you see a faint, almost undetectable aura coming from them.
There is some kind of spell going on here. I don't know what nature it is.
I can
tried
learn at
to-
School of Magic.
You tried to learn at School of Magic, and it's not like anything that you're familiar with.
It is completely foreign to me. I've never encountered it like before. If we rest here the night, I can prepare and attempt to remove the curse, if it is a curse. Beyond that, my options are limited.
At this time, it's kind of hard for you to hear Mjömjö, just for the volume of the screams coming from inside.
Is there anything you can do to help them rest until you can attempt this?
Well, I could cast Hold Person on them, or at least silence them.
The dwarf, the sheriff here, Delmer, hears you say that and screams over the yelling. He's like, "Yeah, if you could shut them up, that would be much appreciated."
And that's a level 2 spell slot. And I cast Silence. Let's see.
And how long does that last?
10 minutes.
Okay. So the screaming immediately cuts off. You look inside the bars, and they're obviously still screaming. You just can't hear them. And the dwarf says, "God be praised. God, that rocket. Don't do anything else for them. I mean, thank you for that.
This may be all I can do, but we shall see.
I don't know really what to do for them. I mean, they haven't really committed, some minor assaults. I mean, it's not like, we can hold them here indefinitely. Hopefully they'll calm down enough sometime soon to where we can find out what's going on."
Is there no temple in this town? A priest of some kind would probably be able to help them out as well.
No,
Perhaps a local spellcaster.
nope, sorry, don't have anything like that around here. I mean, we're kind of too small for a temple. We have a wandering priest of Arathis and Claude and Palor that comes through every now and then and holds some ceremonies at the Maz estate over there. We tried to get one of them to come down here and officiate the wedding, but couldn't really get anybody from what I've heard, and apparently Mayor Trent's officiating for his son and bride.
Is there no one in town who could maybe cast sleep on them? Something to make them rest and stop? I don't believe silence will last for very long.
A few more minutes at most.
No, I mean, we don't really have anyone as far as in the way of the arcane arts around here. I mean, we've got the old Judith, who's the herbalist here, who I believe has some skill in the arcane, but she mostly makes potions and poultices.
Is there any chance she could create a sleeping draft? Something that can be administered to make them sleep for a long time? Something that can make them stop hurting themselves until we can figure out what's going on?
Don't know about that. That's something you have to ask her, but if it's some sort of draft or something, we'd have to feed it to them, and I'm not going in there. It'd just as likely probably choke or spit it out than swallow.
We can mobilize them if we have to. Perhaps we should go speak to the mayor now. This may be related to why we're here.
Yes, let us go speak with the mayor. I apologize that the silence won't last for much longer, but at least you get some reprieve.
Well, I thank you for that, but good luck getting the mayor's attention today. I mean, it's his son's wedding day, and everybody in town's up there for the event.
Thank you for the information. May Bahamut's blessings be upon you.
And
I'll hold the silence as long as I can.
And you too, good sir. Hope you find out something that's helpful.
I don't know about Leandre, but I'm walking out.
Yeah, let's we're gonna have to abandon our plan, I suppose, and try to find the mayor, I guess, or maybe ask where the hedge witch is. Sorry, I realize she's not a hedge witch, but like, you know what I mean, like the herbalist.
Well, we still might as well just stop off at the inn. We're gonna have trouble dealing with all this crap anyway.
Yeah, let's stop, get our accommodations, and then try to find something out about what's going on. Maybe, I mean, this happened at the end. Maybe they have information, or we can check out the room they were in.
Maybe. It's a bit out of my skill set, if I'm being honest.
That's why we're on a team, because then multiple of us can cover multiple skill sets. Or something.
And that's how teamwork works.
Yay, teamwork!
All right,
The
so
more you know.
are you headed to the inn?
Yeah, we're gonna head to the inn.
Yep.
Okay, so you're currently right here at the sheriff's office. The inn's just like right across the street. So you go across the street and you go up to the front door of the inn, and there is a sign nailed to the door that says "closed for party."
Well, that's blatant discrimination against our party.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay, so you knock on the door. Minute goes by. 2 minutes goes by. 3 minutes goes by. Knock again a couple times.
I don't think they can hear us.
No one's answered.
I'm going to crack the door open and yell in, "Excuse me, is anyone here with the Vanguard?"
Door's locked.
Of course it is. You know what? Let's just go on to the mayor. They said everyone in town was there. I bet the inn's locked down and no one is there. In character,
Mayor's
I will
son
say.
is getting married. Perhaps it's the party is the wedding reception.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. Perhaps no one is here because they're all at the event. Let us crash a wedding, shall we? Be nice about it, though, please.
We'll tap the cake.
So you start moving towards the largest house you see here in town, which you would assume would be the mayor's, which is over here. And you pass by the sheriff's office again, and you see Dahmer and Poe locking up the building as the screaming starts again. And they start walking over here, and they see you and say, we're just locking up. It's about time for the wedding ceremony. We're gonna head over there and maybe attend the ceremony, have a little bit of food, a little bit of ale. Guess you're coming?
Yes.
I'm sure they won't
Every
mind.
wedding needs.
They
Random armed strangers.
And the dwarf laughs at that and says, I'm sure they won't mind. There's plenty of food and drink for everyone throughout the night. It's going to be a huge party. Everyone in town and the surrounding farms will be there. He says, you can follow us if you like. It's just a short way over here. And he points over towards that large building.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I think we shall join you.
It just takes you a few minutes to make it over here. And as you come up this road, the entire estate here is surrounded by trees that are kind of like privacy, like shrubs and trees to block it off from the rest of the town here. The houses here are fairly nice, but this one over here is grand. It's made out of stone. It appears to be 3 stories. It has this high steepled tiled roof. And you're going to see like these nice like windows and gargoyles and even small parapets all along it. As you enter, there are 2 footmen who are not guarding but welcoming people in. And you see one of them who is a human in his 20s and says, Chef Stonetooth was about wondering if you're going to make the ceremony or not. Yeah, just got tied up a little bit over at the office, but hopefully we're in time for the ceremony. The younger footman says, no, it's getting ready to start here probably within the next 5-10 minutes or so you're just in time. Who are your friends here? Sheriff Stonetooth says, some travelers from out of town. This one over here is with the Vanguard. And he points to Leandre. So, honored guest, to be sure. And the footman does a slight bow and says, well, welcome to the Haskins estate. Please come in and enjoy yourselves. There's plenty of food and drink for everyone. And one of the footmen motions for you to follow him. If you dismount here, I'll take your horses and stable them, if that's okay.
Good enough for me.
That would be most pleasant. Thank you so much for being so accommodating on such short notice.
Oh, no problem at all. And he'll take your horses, and you see him move them around the back of the estate. The sheriff says, well, we best be heading in. We don't want to miss the ceremony. So you all move into the mansion. Sorry, I'm trying to resize it on my end. It's pretty big.
Sorry, are there any chestnut horses in your collection there?
Sorry, I didn't have a token for all the chestnut horses that are yours.
Wow, really breaking my immersion here, Kevin.
Oh
Sorry.
my god.
All right, so you make it up the road to the estate and off to the southwest of the building here. You can see that there's been tables set up. There's probably a couple of hundred people here. You can see that there's multiple tables. There's one grand banquet dining table that's been set up in front here that you think is for the wedding party. Over here to the northwest, you see a lavish spread of all kinds of meats and fruits and vegetables and cheeses with a serving staff behind them who are, bringing all this stuff out from the house to set up. You don't see that dinner's been served yet, but there are people milling about these casks over here, which you think are probably filled with like wine and ale. Up here towards the back of the house, or not the back of the house, but the south side of the house, you are going to see a very well-dressed party. There is a older human with gray hair, dressed in this fine silver tunic. There's an older woman at his side who is dressed in this dark red silk dress. Below them, you are going to see a younger man who is probably in his mid-20s, very well groomed, black hair, very handsome, dressed in a matching silver tunic as the other man. And then you are going to see a beautiful woman, probably in her early 20s, long black braided hair, and she's wearing this very ornate white, almost silverish dress with this fine silver embroidery all over it. As you approach, the older man says, "May I have everyone's attention, please? We are gathered on this day to wed my son Trevor and his bride Tamara in holy matrimony. I'm so pleased you all could make it and help us celebrate this day." And then he launches into a liturgy. Give me Mjömjö. Give me a religion check.
Can do. Surprisingly, gonna be pretty bad at this. Or a nat 20.
Nat 20. You would absolutely recognize this as a Paylor wedding ceremony. So after about 5 minutes of this introduction and doing this part of the ceremony, there's some bards over here that launch into a song about love and marriage and faithfulness and all this.
Together like a horse and carriage?
Yes. And then the mayor launches into a poem, and then his wife does a reading, and then the person here, the mayor, does the last part of the ceremony, declares them man and wife. They kiss. There's cheers from all throughout the wedding party and all the attendees. And then the bards start up playing their music, and everybody starts dancing.
Mjömjö starts to boogie.
Roll for boogie.
18.
You boogie so hard.
That's an acrobatics check.
How else would you boogie?
Performance.
Oh, that makes sense. 3.
Oof.
All right. So Mjömjö makes it out onto the dance floor here in his full
Starts
armor.
doing the sprinkler.
Yeah, he's doing full-on white person dance. And, or not, it's more like Elaine from Seinfeld dancing. You're getting a lot of attention, probably not the kind of attention that you want.
Do the golem.
And,
It's the fantasy version of the robot.
Mjömjö, you see several people staring at you and whispering behind their hands as you dance.
I wave and then walk back over to the group.
So as this is going on, you see the mayor and you assume his wife and the bride and groom sit down at the table here, and some servants come over and start laying out some food and some drink for them as people here start, if they're not dancing, start queuing up to get food from the tables over here. There's plenty of people still, going back and forth to the wine casks. You're seeing several people who appear to be deep in their cups, drinking, drunk at this point. But you look around and you see all kinds of people here. It's not just nobles. You see some of those that appear to be up here with the wedding party at the main table. You see some people that appear to be like merchants and shopkeepers. You see some that are dressed kind of roughly, but you kind of get the feeling that it's like the best clothes that they own, judging from like their, rough hands and tan skin as you walk through the crowds here. They're probably farmers, but everybody seems to be having a good time.
I am going to queue up for food while making awkward glances at Mjömjö dancing on, quote-unquote, dancing on the dance floor.
So,
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, so yeah, you queue up for food here, and there's a spread. There's like boar and lamb, chicken, some quail. You're seeing all sorts of fruits and vegetables, and like an assortment of cheeses and brown bread. And here in line here, there is this older dwarf who appears to be pretty deep in his cups right now, is in line here beside you, getting some food, nudges you and says, where's the battle?
Don't know yet. I'm looking for one.
Well, I'd say the bride and groom, they've known each other since they were kids and been sweet on each other ever since. Don't see a battle breaking up between them two tonight, so you could probably ditch the armor and the sword.
Maybe. I'm on call right now, so gotta be ready.
On call? For what? Hadn't seen you around here before. You a friend of the bride or the groom?
Neither. I became acquainted with the sheriff on our entry to the town. I'm currently a Vanguard initiate, so I'm trying to prove my worth.
Huh, Vanguard, you say?
Yes, sir.
Wow, what you doing up these parts?
I don't believe I'm at liberty to say.
Oh, I understand. Was a military man myself at one point. I was in the army of Marilesh. Did that about 15 years before I decided to retire.
Reasonable enough. I grew up as a blacksmith and ended up joining the guard. Started making my way into mercenary work. I think here I am.
Seen much action?
More than my fair share, but it goes by quick enough and the pay's good.
True enough. Well, how about I buy you a drink? And gives you a wink.
Probably not. Gotta keep my wits about me,
Gotcha. Well, it was a joke anyway. Everything here is free today.
You know what? For that, I'll buy your food for you. Come on.
And he puts the plate in one hand, slaps you on the back. I like you. What's your name?
Name's Horatius. What about you?
Horatius. Good, strong name. They call me Sam.
Probably not as strong as, my name's probably not as strong as Sam, but one day I'll get there.
Well, I'm going to go over and join my family. Have a great time.
You too, Sam. Nice knowing you.
And he walks off, and you see him join a dwarven woman and two other, looks like grown dwarves. You're assuming is probably his grown children. He sits down and starts eating.
I will make my way back to the little group.
I am going to find one of the servants and see if I can get an introduction to the mayor.
Okay. You find what appears to be like a footman who's a half elf, probably in his late teens, over here serving the table, and you get his attention, and he says, yes, this is something I can help you with?
Yes. My compatriots and I just came into town, and we were kindly invited to the wedding. I wanted to see if I could get an introduction to the mayor, so that at least we can say that we know him.
I mean, I could do that, or you could have the chefs do that, but the in the middle of the meal. Can it wait?
Oh, absolutely. I will grab a plate, and if you could just come get my attention when the appropriate time arrives.
Okay, will do.
And I'll go grab a plate of meats and some veggies, but being a cat, I assume that I'm an obligate carnivore.
That's your truth.
Sounds correct to me.
You all eat and drink, and you could see servants coming around and starting to clear some plates from the mayor's table here, and the bride and groom get up and start dancing, and everybody kind of like stops what they're doing and is like paying attention to it. After one or two dances, you see the footman that you had spoke to earlier, Leandre, go up to the mayor here and whisper something in his ear. The mayor nods his head, and the footman's going to get your attention and motions for you to come.
I will go over there.
Okay. So you approach the table here, and the mayor is drinking some wine and having a conversation with the older woman here at the table as you approach. He sees you and then motions for you to come and have a seat beside him.
I will go sit beside him and say, "Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the seat. I am Sergeant Leandre Fields. I'm with the Vanguard."
Oh, the Vanguard, you say? Well, welcome to the festivities, to my son's wedding. I'm Mayor Trent Haskins, and this is my wife, Janice.
It is a pleasure to meet both of you. I apologize for crashing your wedding. We did not intend to, but we also didn't really have anywhere to go since everything was closed up for the fine festivities.
No worries at all. Everyone is my guest this day. Are you enjoying yourself?
We are. It was a beautiful ceremony.
Wasn't it? And such a beautiful day for it. Not a cloud in the sky. Surely Paylor looks down upon us this day.
Indeed. Surely Paylor does. I'm not going to ruin the festivities with anything at the moment, but is there a chance that we can meet up maybe in the morning and discuss some things?
Such as, I mean, I don't want to get down to, business of anything in the middle of my son's wedding, and you now see Lady Haskins turn to look at him and then turn to look at you and kind of give you not really the stink eye, but you see her chin lift slightly as in saying, "You better not."
Nothing that can't wait till morning. It's mostly about something that we heard when we walked into town. She's gonna try to allude to it without getting too into what's going on because she doesn't want to ruin the mood. But she's also real bad at that, apparently.
You say that, and he gives you kind of like this pained look, and so does Lady Haskins. And she reaches over and like lays her hand on his, and he says, "Yes, that was quite ill business, that is, but let's not speak of this day."
Yes, that's like I said, if we could just arrange a time in the morning to stop by, I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, this is a beautiful ceremony and I don't want to ruin it. It is such a happy day.
Yes, it is, but please enjoy my hospitality. Drink and eat as much as you would like. There is, if you haven't already got accommodations, I'm sure there's a place at the inn, although it is closed now and probably will be until later tonight, which would be the end of the party, but who can say how long that will last. If you are needing a place to stay, I'm sure we could find accommodations for you here at my manor.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. If we need to find a place to stay. We do have the necessary things to make camp, and it can wait until morning. I don't want to push anybody out or make it difficult on anyone for such short notice.
Don't be
but
silly.
I appreciate the offer.
And he says, don't be silly. We would be honored to have you.
Well, how can I possibly refuse such a wonderful offer then? I will go tell my compatriots that we'll be staying here for the night.
That would be most excellent. Please enjoy yourself, and I don't want to see any of you with an empty tankard this night, or an empty plate. Please enjoy our hospitality to the greatest extent.
Oh, I am sure that we will thoroughly enjoy ourselves. Thank you so much. And she will get up, nod to him, and walk back to her group and tell them what's going on.
Okay.
But she will also say, please don't get too drunk. While they seem very accommodating, we all know why we're here.
Couple hours go by, and the sun's starting to get low when you hear the sounds of fighting going on over here by these trees.
I am going to make my way over.
Okay.
I'm going to jog over.
So
Same.
you make your way through the crowds here, and there's kind of a circle that's gathered around this, and you see the sheriff, Stonetooth, start breaking his way through this circle, and inside you are going to see a group of 4 teens that appear to be very drunk. 2 of them are on the ground wrestling, and the other 2 are punching and kicking each other. You see the sheriff break through here and start yelling, "All right, break it up, break it up." And he goes over and gets in between these the 2 that are fist fighting, and you see the deputy now over here trying to pull this one teen who is a human, looks like a farmer, who is on top of this other teen who appears to be nicely dressed like he's a noble, just like wailing on this kid. After a minute or so, you're able to see them kind of break this up, but these teens are still trying to pull away and attack the other ones.
I will let the sheriff do his thing.
Okay.
It's his show. If he wants help, he will ask me.
Which he does. You see the sheriff sees you and says, "Thank God. Could use your help over here."
I'm going to cast Hold Person on the team. Let's see how many I can cast it on.
Should be a single one unless you cast it at 3rd level.
Yes, I can only cast it on one. Unless I cast it at 3rd level or higher. So I'm going to cast it at 4th level on 3 of the teens. You said
Okay.
there were 4, so
What's your DC?
DC 15. Wisdom save, DC 15.
And you cast it on 3 of them.
Yep.
One of them fails.
Well, I guess that means that one of these guys is incapacitated.
Okay, so we'll say that the one that Sheriff Stonetooth here didn't have a hold of, that was fist fighting, you see him react and just freeze in place. You see the one teen noble get up and start charging the one teen that was on top of him that the deputy currently has grappled.
I will attempt to intercept.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
So he's going after the dude that the sheriff's grappling right now.
The situation is there were 2 teens that were on the ground wrestling. The deputy has pulled the one teen that looked like a farmer off of the other one. And the teen that was on the ground that looks like a noble, he's the one that's gotten up and is charging at the farmer teen that the deputy currently has grappled.
Okay. I'm going to try and dash to him and put him into a grapple him from behind.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
23.
You step out in front of this noble team. You basically clothesline him, and you're able to whip him around and get him in a hold.
Calm down, young one, or else you're gonna make trouble.
And he's just mumbling and yelling something incoherently. Get the impression that he's pretty drunk.
Sounds about right.
So you all basically have this in hand. There's this the one team that's frozen still, and you hear the sheriff says, "Okay, nothing to see here. Just some teens with no head for the wine and no head for sense. We'll take him somewhere to cool off." He motions for the deputy and you to follow him as like he's pulling this teen away. And at this point, you can see like the sheriff's strength. He's having no trouble at all, like manhandling this one teen who also appears to be a noble. And he's going to lead you over here to the back side of the house.
I'll grab the helded teen and sort of lug him in one hand over behind the sheriff.
Okay. So you're able to move all these over here, and the sheriff sternly sits them down to the ground, as in like pushing them down up against this wall. And he's like, "Okay, what's this all about now?" One of the farmer teams says, "John over here, he was saying that we didn't have any right to be over here just because we're farmers, and this should just be for the nobles in town." And I didn't take too kindly to that. And then the one teen who is 22 now that you see is like nursing like a broken nose, and there's like blood running all down his tunic. "Well, we don't need his kind soiling this event." The sheriff goes over and smacks this noble kid in the face. "Now you know better than that. I know your dad raised you better. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody here, I want to see you shake hands and apologize."
I will release the teen from the hold person.
Okay. And he falls down to the ground. They're all extremely drunk at this point, and you know, after a minute or so of grumbling, they all shake hands, and the sheriff says, "Now you got two options. You can either go home, or you can go back to the party and play nice and drink some water, for God's sakes." They all, you know, shake their hands in acknowledgement and stumble back to the party.
Easy day, I guess.
Oh,
So-
word, it might be another curse.
They all go back to the party, and like the crowd had sort of like broken up, and you kind of see like some groups here breaking off into like cliques of like farmers and nobles. You hear some raised voices and then some laughter, and then they all go back to drinking.
Well, I guess I'll make my way back to the party as well.
About another hour goes by, and you're going to see the footmen and servants go along and start lighting these torches all around the mansion, around the party here. So there's some light. Music's going heavy. There's still some food left out here. People are still drinking heavily. About another hour goes by, and at this point it's well past sunset. And then you're going to hear some shouting going on over in one of these this group over here. And then another group that you can see who has already kind of formed another clique of farmers start shouting at this other group. And you see some of the servants come through here, and they're like trying to calm people down, but it doesn't seem to be working. The sheriff comes over and tries to get between these two groups that are now facing off against each other. And you hear, you know, yells and like curses and slurs based on class. So you get the feeling here it's a bunch of nobles now are kind of yelling at the farmers and telling them that they shouldn't be here, and voices are being raised. And after a couple of minutes of the sheriff in here, who is like, pushing people back, trying to calm things down, you hear like a scream as one of the farmers here attacks a nobleman.
Can I attempt to intercept her?
Yeah, you can try to get in here and break it up.
Yeah, so I see her try and go after the noble. I'm going to try and sprint and block her off and try and make distance between them.
Give me were you trying to like grapple one?
More like kind of like stiff arm them away.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Attack roll. So just D20 plus modifiers.
Are you trying to do like just like an unarmed strike?
Oh no, I'm not trying to like deal damage. I'm just trying to like forcefully like push them away.
Okay. Just give me a D20 plus like
a shove
strength
action.
and your proficiency.
Okay. So it's gonna be D20 plus 7. So 13.
So you stiff arm this. Is it the farmer or the noble that one of the nobles that you're trying to stiff arm?
Both.
Okay.
Because I would assume that by the time I get there, they're like within 5 feet of each other, right?
Yeah. All right. So like you get in there and you have no problem with like your strength, just like shoving both of these people, and they fall on their ass. And at that point, the crowd starts turning on you and starts screaming. Where's your? Can you bring your token over here? Everybody, bring your token over to the map.
Where on the map?
Wherever you would be. I would
I can bring
like
a token.
over here would be Horatius. You step in here and you push both of these people down, and then you're going to see these townsfolk like start turning on you and moving to surround you. At this point, they start like yelling and screaming at you like, "How dare you get involved in this, outsider!"
Well, maybe if you guys weren't attacking each other in broad daylight, I wouldn't have to.
The sun's down.
Potato, potato.
This is
At this point, the mayor, you're going to see him stand on top of this table, and he starts yelling, "Everyone settle down! Stop this!" But it doesn't appear that anybody is listening.
I am going to say this is supposed to be a happy day. We just want this to be
Let's not
merriment.
bicker
no
and argue
fighting.
over who killed who.
At this point, this town folk one over here is going to take a swing. Horatius.
Horatius.
I'll get it. Horatius. I'll get it eventually. Is going to take a swing at you.
He can try.
That's an 8. So the swing goes wide, and he's going to stumble and fall on the ground. And then as he does that, this townfolk number 15 here is going to throw a punch at you.
He can try.
That's going to miss too. That person's actually going to trip on the first person who tried to attack you and falls over them and lands at your feet.
I'm going to... So right now, am I assuming that I have my shield stats applied as well? Or are we doing like no shield?
If you want to pull your shield out, or are you... I'm assuming you're still armed and armored.
Yeah, I'm just going to take out my shield and just use my offhand to reinforce my shielding.
Okay.
You guys need to calm down. It's not that serious right now.
About that point, you are going to see the one that tripped and fell over top of the one that originally tried to punch you, rise up and start screaming at you. Give me a perception check.
I will attempt to perceive. 11. Okay.
In this dim torchlight, you can see like some of the light glinting off their eyes, and the eyes have just gone wild and bloodshot, and you see veins start sticking out on their face as their face turns red.
Just the one or everybody?
Just the one right now, unless you want to look around.
I'm gonna look around.
Okay. So you look around and you see this one right here, number 7, number 16. They start screaming, and they have much the same look.
I'm going to make eye contact with Leandre. Say, Sergeant Leandre, they're having the same affliction as the people in the jail. We need to do something.
Oh, goodness. Sheriff? Is the sheriff afflicted as well? Can I see?
The sheriff hears you say that over this screaming, and he's going to start running up here to the crowd, along with the deputy. And you both see them they pull out some cudgels that have been at their side. And what were you saying to the sheriff?
I'm going to say, these people have the same affliction as the two in your jail right now. We need to get this situation calmed down before there's a massacre.
God,
Yelling it loudly.
This is not good. And he says, there's so damn many of them.
I'm going to look over to the mayor and see if he's also afflicted.
You look over to the mayor, and he currently looks like genuinely frightened.
I'm going to shout to him, Mayor, get your family inside. We will take care of this.
You see him turn and jump off the table and come down here to his wife and starts to grab her shoulders to pull her in. And then you see her start screaming as she turns to him and starts clawing at his face.
Oh, Lords, have mercy on us. Let us get this settled down. And she's going to take out her short sword, but hold it in a way that she can smack people in the head with it, not kill them. She doesn't want to kill them. Oh no, she has a quarterstaff. Fuck yeah, she's gonna pull out her quarterstaff. I forgot she had a quarterstaff.
All right.
I'm going to put boxing gloves on my arrows.
All right, so let's everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
I know your name is Mjömjö, but every time I see the proper spelling of it, it looks like Mojo Jojo to me.
I will give the commands, and you will obey them.
Horatius, you're up. I know that's not right.
That's fine. So I was able to see the mayor's wife attacking him.
Currently, you're probably not paying attention to that. Leandre is the one who shouted at the mayor. So I would say you're pretty preoccupied right now, unless you want to say you turn to look at the mayor. But yeah, you're surrounded at this point.
Okay. So which ones are afflicted nearby me?
Townfolk 15, 7, and 16. All right, so from what you can see right now, those 3 are the ones screaming and yelling their heads off and looking to have the whatever was going on with the people in the jail.
Okay, I'm going to. Jeez, I don't know if I should just fucking start attacking these people, because I feel like that's just gonna make things worse. And I am only martially adept and have 0 spells. I'll just make an unarmed strike against the townsfolk 15.
Okay.
Non-lethal damage.
Okay.
10 to hit.
That hits. This is one of the farmers here. You punch him in the temple, and you just see them fall to the ground.
Okay. So I am then going to move over here to 7. Do I provoke any opportunity attacks?
You do from this one right here. It's a 13.
That will miss.
Which one right where? Who's attacking him?
Or
All the townsfolk are against me.
yeah, it's Townfolk number 10.
Like one. But
There's a lot of stuff on the screen.
There is. I am then going to use my extra attack to attack townsfolk number 7
Okay.
with a unarmed strike. 15 for 5.
All right. You cold cock this one, and they crumple to the ground. At this point, the yells get louder, and you hear more people screaming that feral scream.
Sheriff, we gotta do something. We need to take out this last one. It's the only one I see that's been possessed with whatever demons.
and the mayor's wife.
I don't see him.
And the mayor's wife. Look to the main table.
All right. Mjömjö.
All right. I am going to try something real quick. I am going to try casting Dispel Magic on the mayor's wife. See if that will end the effect.
Okay. What level are you casting it?
Just 3rd level. So any spell 3rd level or lower target will end.
Okay.
Any spell 4th level or higher, it's going to need to be DC of 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. All right. So you cast Dispel Magic over here at Lady Haskins, and it doesn't appear to have any effect. She is still screaming at this point. She has the mayor like on the ground and is on top of him, clawing at his eyes. He is screaming in terror at this point. The mayor's son, Trevor, is over here trying to pull his mother off. His bride has moved over here in this covered porch on the backside of the mansion, trying to get out of this fray, which is now a full-on kerfuffle. You hear screams. Cinnamon, you are going to notice that the servers, the caterers over here, have started to knock these tables over and start screaming. They look like they are moving into the fray.
All right. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on the mayor.
Okay.
So
Is that a...
it is not a concentration spell.
Yeah, it's a
bonus.
What level spell is it?
Level 1.
It has to be a cantrip to be able to cast 2 spells in one turn.
Even though one's an action and one's a bonus?
Yep.
Oh, nuts.
I know.
It's dumb, I know.
Okay. Then I won't cast it as a bonus action. Alright, I guess that means my turn's just over then.
Okay, do you want to move or...
I'll come up here and flank this guy. Why not?
Okay. Cinnamon, you're up.
All right, so I guess Cinnamon would like to evaluate the situation and see who is doing what. Are there any weapons that have been pulled out? These servers seem especially suspicious to me. Is it
because
just
they're not
like
wearing shirts?
What's that?
Is it because they're not wearing shirts?
Yeah, pretty much.
And
That's
they
not
don't look
canon,
like
that's
they're
just the
sexy
token.
servers.
It's just the tokens. It's not. They're dressed in livery.
Okay, so
What you
it's
see
not.
is what you get.
Okay, because a bunch of shirtless, burly guys who just jumped over a table and are yelling to attack. I don't know. But there's no one with, like, weapons here or anything. right?
You can give me a perception check if you'd like. I'll let you do it as a bonus action.
Alright,
You
I would like
scan
to.
the crowd here.
16.
You look around and you are seeing that people have started to grab cutlery from the tables. You're looking up here towards some of the caterers. Some of them have long knives. cleavers, meat forks. Someone has grabbed like a piece of bread to use as a weapon.
Okay then.
You think with your perception of 16, shit's getting out of hand real quick, in your professional opinion?
So Cinnamon, still seated, is going to yell over to Sergeant Leandre.
Hold on just a second. I'm trying to get a mental picture here. So all this is going down, and you're still sitting here at the table, like, watching all of it?
Yeah, Cinnamon's a very calm person. It's in his, see, I'm always calm no matter what the situation. I never raise my voice or let my emotions control me. Personality traits, I wrote it down, I'm role-playing.
I love the visual that, like, you know, shit's getting knocked off your table and chairs are getting thrown, and you're sitting here at this table calmly sipping some wine, watching it.
Sergeant Leandre, permission to use lethal force.
Denied. Non-lethal only. Help us get this under control, shall you?
Grumble, grumble. Alright, so Cinnamon is gonna come over here and smack one of these townsfolk.
Okay, so you approach what appears to be a noble woman, probably in her mid-30s. She has started to, like, tear her dress sleeves off. She has the same, like, red face and veins popping out of her neck, and she is currently screaming.
Great. Cinnamon is going to pull out his dagger, flip it around to the other side, and try and pommel bash her to unconsciousness. So non-lethal, I guess?
Yep.
About as non-lethal as you can get with pummeling someone with the pommel of a dagger. A 10 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, well, that's going to be 5 damage.
You take the pommel of your dagger and just pop her, like, in the top of her forehead, and you just see her crumple to the ground, and the screaming stops.
Because that's what's easy. That's it for Cinnamon.
All right, next up is Deputy Poe, who is going to run up here and try to pull Lady Haskins off of the mare. Wow. So he tries to grab a hold of her arm, and she just reaches her elbow back and cold cocks him in the temple. She's just like a feral beast at this point. And he's actually going to, like, fall to the ground as he stumbled back, not expecting this blow from the mayor's wife. The next up is the sheriff, who is going to take his cudgel out and try to bash this farmer here, townfolk 7. He swings wide and misses this farmer's head and hits him in the shoulder, and appears to have no effect at all. Leandre, you're up.
All right. I am going to come over here and try to smack townsfolk number 7 with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Non-lethal damage. That's a 9.
Okay. You swing, and you're, like, aiming for the head, and you get some hair, but that's it.
What is the person behind me doing? Are they seem to be afflicted?
Right now, it doesn't look like they're afflicted. They're just yelling and getting into this fight. They appear to be pretty drunk.
Okay.
And not too happy with you.
That's fine. I will, in an authoritative voice, using persuasion, say, "Back up, everyone! Back up and give us some space." It's a 17 on persuasion. Or I guess it would be intimidation, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be intimidation.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, there's so much screaming and yelling right now that even with, like, your booming authoritative voice, no one seems to be paying any attention to it. Is that in your turn?
I guess so. I'm not gonna hit someone who's not afflicted, so because I have this, but it requires me to hit.
No, it doesn't. It just doesn't say to hit. It says when you make a weapon attack.
But it has to be within 5 feet of the original target. I thought it was within 5 feet of me, so I just read it wrong.
Okay.
It's fine. That's it.
All right. Next up is that one that you turned around to look to see if she was afflicted. Appears to be a noble woman. Doesn't appear to be afflicted, but she does have a fork, and she is coming after you. That's a 14 to hit.
Oof, that hits.
You're going to take 3 points of damage as she takes this fork and jams it into your shoulder.
I'm going to snarl.
This other townfolk over here to your side also has a fork and is going to stab at you. That's a 2. That's going to miss.
I fucking hope that misses.
Townfolk 4 is going to run up there into the fray and attack you. That's a 2. That's going to miss. Townfolk 6 is going to attack Horatius.
You can try.
That's a 10. That's going to miss. Townfolk 12 is going to run over here and attack the mayor. That's a 4. That's going to miss. Townfolk 19 is going to run over here and attack the mayor's son. That's a 5. That's going to miss. Townfolk 20 is going to move there. Townfolk 11 is going to run over here and lunge at Cinnamon.
No.
That's a 2. That's going to miss. Townfolk 3 is going to run down here and attack Cinnamon. That's going to miss. Townfolk 8 is going to attack the sheriff. That's going to miss. All right. Next up is Horatius.
I'm gonna give Townfolk 7 the Stone Cold Stunner.
Super suplex.
Crit unarmed strike for 6 points of damage.
Yep. That's going to take that one down as they crumple to the ground.
I'm going to run over to the mayor's wife. And do I provoke any attacks of opportunity?
You do. You're going to provoke 2. That's a 5 and an 8.
Nope. I'm gonna give the mayor's wife the Stone Cold Stunner.
Okay.
8 to hit.
That's a crit miss.
Yeah.
Roll me a
And then,
d20.
You got it. 7.
So you try to do the Stone Cold Stunner, and you're actually going to hit yourself for 3 points of damage.
Okay. After I attempt to miss that, I'm going to jump on the table and scream out, "Anybody that attacks anybody from this point on is against the Vanguard's order." And I'm going to attempt to intimidate the crowd.
Okay.
Hell yeah, dude. Love it.
Crit fail.
I thought
Love
my
it.
intimidation was bad. Damn.
But
So
I have
you-
a +3.
So have you ever seen Animal House when Kevin Bacon's in the ROTC outfit? He's out on the streets screaming, "All is well!" And like nobody's paying any attention to him.
I don't, but I have a good
Except in this case, he accidentally comes out with a really squeaky voice, sounding like Toots from that cartoon.
Yeah, you get the feeling that nobody's paying any attention to you at all. At this point, it is like pandemonium. Chairs are being knocked over. Everybody's screaming. People are fighting each other. They're fighting you. It's dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Mjömjö, you're up.
All right. Now I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast Whatchamathing on the mayor, Sanctuary.
Okay.
So now, if anyone tries to attack him, they'll have to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 15, or choose a new target.
Okay.
Now, for my regular action, I'm going to attack the townsperson in front of me,
Okay.
assuming they are a crazy person.
You can't tell from this angle because they're staring at Leandre whether or not they've been afflicted, but they have pulled out a belt knife and appear to be making their way towards your sergeant.
Okay. in that case, I'm just going to attack.
Anyone who doesn't want to get bashed in the head with a heavy stick should do well to get inside.
And time to attack with my mace, Morningstar. 16 to hit,
Oh, yeah, that hits.
for 8 damage.
So you smack this town folk.
Non-lethal.
Yeah. You smack them in the back, and this farmer, who appears to be in his 40s, just, you ragdoll him.
Like that. You don't want that to happen to you.
And now, I'm going to come over.
Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
All right, Cinnamon, you're up.
Alright, Cinnamon is going to do the same thing. Dagger pommel to townsfolk number, I can't see that. 11?
Sure.
A 22 to hit
Oh, yeah.
for 3 points of damage.
All right, so you take this pommel and you aim for the temple, and you smack this noble woman here who appears to be probably in her late 50s, who is currently wielding a bread knife coming at you, and you hit her in the head, but you don't quite hit the temple. She staggers and looks up at you and screams, and you can see like this immediate change that comes over her as her face like turns just blood red and veins start popping out all over her face.
Oh boy. That's it for Cinnamon.
All right, next up is Deputy Poe, who is still trying to pull Lady Haskins off the mare. He actually is going to pull out his cudgel and says, I'm sorry, and tries to smack her in the head and actually misses her head, hits her in the back, but appears to have no effect as she is just like a feral animal at this point. You can see now, Horatius, as you're looking down, the mare has these scratches all over his face, and she's ripped like most of his shirt off of him.
Maybe she's just super thirsty.
Next up is the sheriff, who is going to turn and attack this farmer behind him, as this farmer's like clawing at his back. He is going to hit him, and you see this farmer stumble and get back to his feet. He's going to swing at him again, hit him one more time, this time hitting him right in the top of the head, and you see him, this farmer, crumple to the ground. Next up, Leandre.
All right. I'm going first smack this townfolk with my quarterstaff. It's a 13 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
I will then use Horde Breaker to hit this townfolk. So 14 to hit.
That hits.
So 8 and 5 damage to the first and second in order.
So let me see. Where are you? You attack this one and then this one.
No, this one and then this one.
Okay. So you see both of them, like you smack one in the head, they fall, and as they're falling, you take the other end of the quarterstaff and hit this other one right in the forehead, and she's going to crumple to the ground too.
And then, I think that's all part of one action.
It should be one attack. You're a ranger, so at this level you should get 2 attacks.
Yeah. I just can't remember, like, a Horde Breaker, once on each of your turns when you wake up an attack. So that's part of the same attack.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, that's how it reads to me.
The same. So then I forgot I got 2 attacks per turn. So I'm going to then try to smack. Well, I don't know. Does this one seem aggressive?
Everybody here seems aggressive.
Okay.
It
I will
is.
also smack her.
We're at like 5-alarm shit show right now.
Gotcha.
This
I will
is
also
like
attempt to
WWE.
smack her in the face.
This is a Dothraki wedding.
21 for 2 damage.
All right, you smack one, smack the other, take them down, and then you take the bud in and like move it behind you. Hit this one trying to get her in the head, but you hit the shoulder instead. But
Right.
she's still up.
I will use my bonus action to try to intimidate the crowd again. Enough! We need to stop this. Madness is ensuing. Stop attacking. I clicked it. Just give it a second.
Yeah, everybody's on roll 20 today.
There it goes. 17.
All right, so you shout that. Some people, notice, because there's a lot fewer people screaming now. Some take notice of you, but it doesn't look like it's done anything except draw their attention to you. Back up to the top of the round, you're going to see Lady Haskins try to attack the mare again. She needs a wisdom save, correct?
I believe it's
Yes, DC 15.
That's a 15. So she is going to continue to attack the mare. She's clawing and punching. Doesn't seem like she's doing a lot of damage to them, as she's a bit of an older lady. She's probably in her late 50s.
Obviously, you've never been hit by a grandma wielding a spoon.
Townfolk 12 is going to try to attack the mare. That's a 17 for 1 point.
Also
of damage.
needs to roll a saving throw.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a 3, so she is going to instead
Either has
attack
to choose a
him.
new target or lose the attack.
Okay, she's going to try to attack Townfolk 19 then. That's going to miss too. Townfolk 19 is going to try to attack the mare son. That's a 19. That's going to hit for 3 points of damage. Who else we got here? Townfolk 18 is going to move over here to Mjömjö. That is a crit for 4 points of damage to you, Mjömjö.
Okay.
Let's see. Townfolk 1 is going to move down here to Leandre and attack. That's a 15 to hit.
That hits.
You're going to take 1 point of damage.
Ow.
Townfolk 4 is going to attack you. That's an 8.
That does not hit. Thank the gods.
Townfolk 5 is going to attack Townfolk 9.
What?
That's a 17. That's going to hit
Nuts.
for 4 points of damage. Yeah, you look around and everybody's attacking everybody. It's not just you. Townfolk 17 is now going to attack Townfolk 20. That's a 12. That's going to hit. Townfolk 20 is going to turn and attack Townfolk 17 for attacking him. Nope, misses. Townfolk 3 is going to attack Cinnamon. That's a 17.
That'll miss.
All right. Townfolk 11 is going to attack you, Cinnamon. That's a 12. That'll miss. Townfolk 5 is going to, Townfolk 2 is going to attack Townfolk 5. That'll miss. Next up, Horatius.
Let's go. I'm gonna hop down.
Horatius.
Sure. I'm going to Stone Cold Stunner while I try to on the mayor's wife. Well, actually, I'm going to shove her to attempt to get her in the prone position.
Okay.
Athletics versus her choice of Dex or Athletics, I believe.
That's an 18. She is a Hellcat right now.
Jesus Christ. Would I have gotten advantage with the deputy there? Since it's technically a quote-unquote attack action.
Sure, I'll let you have it.
Flanking.
What a time to be alive. I love knowing rules.
All right, so I'll
yeah.
say you grappled her.
No, shove her.
Oh, shove her. Okay.
Yeah,
The deputy immediately dropped to all fours. She fell over him. Everybody laughed.
Yeah, after I knock her prone, I'm going to attempt to give her the Stone Cold Stunner.
Okay. Do that with advantage.
22 to hit, 5 damage.
That hits. All right, so you hit her in the side of the head, and the screaming stops as you knock her unconscious.
Cool. Is there anybody else screaming?
Everybody's screaming and yelling at this point, except for it looks like the mayor and his son, the bride. They appear to be normal. They look terrified.
I'm going to call out deputy, that one over there. They're infected, and I'm going to point to the one that you have notated as pink.
Okay.
And then I believe that's the end of my turn.
He yells, "Dear gods, this is a shit show." Mjömjö.
Okay. I can't really see. It's a bit crowded, but I'm going to hop down here, myself in flank. But hopefully that won't matter, because I'm about to attack the guy north of me, Tom's folk gate.
Okay. You technically can't be in that square because it's occupied.
I thought, well, alright, then I'll stay up here for the moment. There we go, down there. Yeah?
Sure.
So I attack him, 19 to hit,
That hits.
and 9 damage. I'm thinking he's down.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have a bonus action. Yes, I can do that again. I'm going to attack the person down southwest of me.
Okay.
That's like 9, 20, 24 to hit.
That hits.
All right, and that will do it for the moment.
All right. It's this one right here you attack.
Yes.
All right. You knock her to the ground. Cinnamon, you're up.
All right, let's try and knock out that woman that Cinnamon just damaged. Another attack. 13 to hit
That hits.
for 5 damage. What's that?
Are you standing next to anyone?
Yeah, this lady who I just knocked out, and this guy who is... I don't know what he's doing. That's it for Cinnamon.
All right. Next up is Deputy Stonetooth, who is yell at the top of his lungs, jump over this table, back down over here. He's going to be able to make it over here to Townfolk 5 and try to hit this nobleman in the back of the head with his cudgel. He's going to miss, and then he's going to try it again. That's an 18. He hits this guy in the back. He's not quite tall enough to get him in the head, but looks like he stumbles a bit. Or actually, that was supposed to be the deputy. I did them out of the turn, but let's just do the deputy. The deputy is going to run up here, and he sees this guy attacking the mayor's son. He's going to flank and attack him with his cudgel. That's a 9, which will miss, but the next one is a nat 20 for 3 points of damage. It's a 15 on the crit chart. Disarming strike when target drops their weapon. So this caterer that he hits him in the hand, and you see the caterer drop what appears to be a butcher's knife. Next up is Leandre.
Leandre is going to turn towards the direction of the sheriff and say, "Sheriff, I do apologize, but it appears that we're going to be knocking out your entire intelligence tonight." And then she's going to attack this guy.
I don't know about that. Looks like
So
this is a
17?
very poorly attended wedding.
That hits.
For 7.
They had
That takes them out.
Too.
All right, and then Hordebreaker, because it's once per turn on this guy. Whoops, that was the wrong one, but that's fine. For 3 damage.
So you knock that one out, but to Mjömjö's point, you see there's a lot of people who are attacking that here, but you're also seeing people now that there's a lot more people lying on the ground. You see people fleeing this party.
Oh, that's good. I wouldn't want to
Yes.
have to incapacitate 170.
The Vanguard knocks out an entire town.
And then she is going to move here and try to attack this afflicted person.
Okay.
So 17 to hit for 5.
Okay. So you take your quarterstaff, and this person's currently got a hold of the mayor's back, and you take the staff and just cold cock her in the top of the head, and she crumples to the ground.
And then I will shout, "Everyone, stop, please!" and use intimidation. I guess I shouldn't say please if I'm intimidating, but that's an 11 anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Now that
It's
you,
because I said please.
now that you're up on top of this table, over here, you're saying that, and you're getting a better look of everybody here in the torchlight, and anyone that you can see who is standing appears to be afflicted with whatever's going on here.
What about these guys?
The mayor and his son do not appear to currently be afflicted with anything. They look terrified.
I'm going to tell the mayor to get his son and get back in the house.
Okay. So everybody else is up now. You're going to see the his son take off running as this townfolk with a butcher knife takes a swing at him. That's a 7 that's going to miss. So he's able to get over here, and you see him grab his bride's arm as they make it inside the house. You're going to see the mare take off running. This townfolk 19 is going to run over here and attack you, Leandre. That's a 10 that'll miss.
Also, I had my AC wrong because mithril armor doesn't actually give you armor. It's just a type of armor. So,
Yep.
my armor is not nearly as bad as I thought it was.
Townfolk 20 is going to run over here and attack Mjömjö. He is actually dropped the knife he has, and he is coming to throttle you.
Okay. So is that an opposed athletics check?
No, he's attacking you, but it doesn't matter because it's a crit miss. That's a 9. Damage your foot in the attack, and your movement is halved. Townfolk 17 is going to run over here and attack Cinnamon. He is, at this point, gone completely feral, and you see him coming at you with just his hands and his mouth wide open like he's trying to bite you. It's a 7 that's going to miss. Townfolk 3 is doing much the same as he jumps on top of this table and then tries to jump down on top of you. That's a 10 that's going to miss. Townfolk 2 is going to attack Townfolk 5. That's going to miss. I think that's it. All right. Horatius.
That's me.
Horatius.
Ratsy.
You can just call me Horat, like Borat.
Horatius.
Or. Okay, I'm going to give this dude in front of me the Stone Cold Stunner. 20 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Okay, he's down. I'm going to take a glance around and see that there's not many people left standing up, and I'm going to start tying up the people that seem to be afflicted.
All right. Got 50 foot of rope.
Yep, I'm gonna use it. How much rope do you think it'd be to tie up their hands and gag their mouth?
To tie their hands and gag their mouth, I would say probably at least 6 feet a person.
Sounds good to me. I will use my action to use 6 feet of rope to tie up the mayor's wife, and then I'll move to the next person. And I think I'm out of actions.
Mjömjö.
Nope.
All right. Time to beat the fuck out of some people. Take one step to the south and start smacking. First, the guy to my northwest, Townfolk 20-something. It's 22 for 6 damage.
Yeah, he crumples to the ground.
And then, is that a townsman to the southwest?
Yes.
Okay. Looks just like the sheriff. All right, gonna smack him too. 20 for 6 more damage.
All right, he crumples to the ground.
All right. And that will do it for Mjömjö.
You're like a Dragonborn sleep fairy just going around tapping people on the head.
And you get it next now. And you get it now.
All right, Cinnamon, you're up.
All right, this guy just tried to jump on me. Get him out of here. Dagger bash him. A 13 to hit
That hits.
for 3 points of damage.
All right.
And that's it for Cinnamon.
All right, next up is the deputy, who is going to run over, and he's going to grab the mayor's wife and try to start dragging her inside the house. Next up is the sheriff, who is going to attack Townfolk 2. He misses with the first cudgel attack, but hits her in the head with the second one. She is completely feral at this point and barely notices it. Next up is Leandre.
All right, Leandre is going to look around and see that this person is within range. So she's going to run over to 17 to townsfolk 7. Actually, can she jump up on the table? Is that too much movement?
I would say that would be difficult terrain. So it would be twice the movement to move through that square.
What if as a ranger I have the ability to ignore difficult movement?
Sure.
Because I think I do. I don't know where it is though.
Isn't that for favorite terrain?
I think that is.
Nope, not Hordebreaker. Hold on.
Probably broken just to literally get rid of all difficult
It's
terrain
called
in the game.
Landstride.
All right, you do that.
Cool.
It's been
Because
so
this is
long in the
Bahamut, right?
forest, I can hop over wedding tables.
Indeed.
So you
I'm
hop
going
up
to
on this
first-
table, and like bread plates and butter knives and water glasses and like these like white linen napkins that have been folded into swans just go scattering everywhere.
Salmon on crew ever.
And I will try to smack first townsfolk 17, I think is what it's called. Yeah, 17. 14 for 7 damage.
All right. So you take your staff, and is it this one you're attacking?
Yeah, the pink one.
All right. So this is a caterer who is like clawing at Cinnamon and actually trying to bite him. You smack him in the back of the head with your staff. He turns his head and screams at you.
Oh dear. Well, I'm going to first... I don't know which one this is, but I'm going to use Hordebreaker to smack them
Okay.
for 22 for 4 damage.
Yeah. This is a middle-aged farmer's wife who crumbles to the ground.
And then I'm going to use my second attack to hit townsfolk 17 again. So 23 for 8.
Oh, that hits. He turns and like swipes a claw at you as you take the butt of your staff and hit him square in the forehead, and he is going to go lights out.
Only one left, guys. We're
At this
almost through
point,
this.
the sheriff screams, "Get in the house! I see more coming!" And you look up the drive over here to where you came in, and you see dozens and dozens of townfolk screaming at each other, fighting, and a large portion of them screaming now, running into the courtyard of the mansion.
Leandre's gonna go, oh, fuck. Get in the house!
So the sheriff is going to take off running towards the house. Townfolk 3, this caterer who is screaming, is going to lunge at Cinnamon. That is a 19.
That will not hit.
All right, so you get out of its grasp. Who's left here? I think that's it.
Just townsfolk 3.
All right, so that brings us to the top of the turn. The sheriff is running towards the house. You can see now where the mayor, his son, and his bride have gone inside the house. The deputy is dragging Lady Haskins. He's almost in the door. What do you want to do?
I mean, Cinnamon's still under attack. We should try to get in the house, but also make sure that Cinnamon makes it.
I'm going to dash to the doorway.
Anything else you want to do?
Everybody else is down except for my teammates, so I assume that they'll make it, and I'll just make my way in.
Okay. Cinnamon, what are you doing?
Cinnamon's gonna take out this last guy, and let's roll for that. A 10 to hit
That hits.
for 5 points of damage.
All right. So you smack him in the head with a dagger, and he staggers back, and he's wobbling, but he's still not down.
God damn it. Alright,
He's close.
yeah, I imagine.
Slap.
I can't kill him. God damn it. Alright, that's it for Cinnamon.
Okay. The deputy, at this point, has been able to drag Lady Haskins inside. The door is still open, and the deputy is yelling now for everybody to get inside. Get inside! Get inside! There's more coming! The sheriff is going to haul ass up to the door as you see him stop for a moment and look down the driveway, and you hear him yell, "My gods, there's so many of them!" And he runs inside the house. Leandre, you're up.
Leandra is going to... Oh god, can I even do non-lethal damage with a bow? I don't think so.
No.
Leandra is going to stick with her person and move over here in a roundabout way so that she... Well, no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to move here and smack him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
16
That
for
hits.
6 damage.
So this thing has jump down off the table and has its claws on Cinnamon, and you just smack it in the back of the head with the blunt end of your staff, and you're going to see it crumple. So currently you look around, it appears that anybody who is attacking in this wedding party is unconscious, hopefully not dead. You don't know how hard you hit him, but yeah, what else would you like to do?
Shout to Cinnamon, run to the house, go! And use the rest of my movement to get as far as I can towards the house.
All right. So Horatius, you make it inside the house at this point. Mjömjö, what are you doing?
Running to the house as well.
So
I realized I could dash pretty much all the way into the house.
Okay, so you make it inside.
Depending on, and not for nothing, guys, but a couple of sexy brothers and their autistic sex angel friend are going to show up and save us from this, no problem.
Supernatural.
Yes.
Cinnamon, you're up.
All right, so Cinnamon is going to dash towards the door, getting inside, and is going to use feline agility to double that movement to 120 feet, so he can get there in a single round. And that's it.
We'll say you make it to the door. So the only person still outside is Leandre.
I am going to dash for the door.
You dash for the door, and before you go inside, you survey the scene that just went down. You just take a quick glance to get a survey of the situation. You look towards where the wedding party was, and you see most of the people here have been knocked out. You're starting to see some that were earlier had that enraged look. You see them start to move, and some of them start to get up on a knee and then start to rise, and they see you and they all start screaming. You look down the entrance to this mansion estate, and you can see dozens and dozens of more townspeople fighting each other, screaming, and about at least a dozen running towards the estate with just this feral screaming. And you can kind of see they've got that same look of rage in their eyes. As you enter the house and slam the door shut, you see the sheriff pull the bolt across the door and put his back up against it. And you see him sigh in relief, and that lasts for probably about 20 seconds when these impacts start slamming into the door. And I think that's probably a good place to end the episode right there.
Oof. The hell is going on in this town?
This episode is brought to you by the letter P for pandemic.
All right. Wow. This is interesting.
Is this not how you saw this going?
I mean, we didn't kill anyone, and we could have.
Yes.
It's very different from us.
Well, that was a whole lot of fun. It was 2 hours and 36 minutes.
Jesus.
But I think we got to a good stopping place.
Yeah, they're really, like, once we got to the wedding, there was really not a good stopping place. Unless we wanted to end it early.
Nope.
This is a pretty nice Night of the Living Dead aesthetic. Is this our mall? Is this our last stand? We're going to be sitting on the ceiling of the big building, fishing out supplies from the food table.
I don't know. Maybe a siege situation.
Yeah, maybe the owner of the weapons store is going to be on his roof when we can play chess by use of magic letters in the air.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dungeons and Debacles podcast. If I could ask a halfling-sized favor, give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's the best way to support us. New episodes come out every Monday, so make sure to check your podcast app. Do you have an idea to make the podcast better? Tell us about it on Twitter or Facebook. You can also check out our website to see all the maps, lore, and characters at dungeonsanddebacklespodcast.com. And now a word from our fantasy sponsor. Howdy, folks! I'm Gerg of Gerg's Barbecue and Crematorium, and I'd like to take a minute to address some of the slander about my business. We have some of the finest slow-cooked barbecue in the Plains Nation, and yes, we offer all hours crematorium services, but never the twain shall meet. Rest assured that your delicious combo platter of pulled pork and mutton never touched the remains of someone's loved one. Death comes for us all, and at all hours, and we answer the call. But that doesn't mean you could be eating a person. You have my word, we keep it separate. So if you have a hunger in your belly or sadness in your soul for the loss of a loved one, we can help. Gerg's Barbecue and Crematorium. We're always open. The music you heard on this episode was Lord of the Land, Enchanted Journey, Minstrel Guild, Folk Around, and Crossing the Chasm by Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. CreativeCommons.org/licenses/by/3.0.